In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Many people read Genesis chapter 1 and think it is only a story about creation, about light, the sky, the land, and the animals. But if we listen closely, Genesis chapter 1 is actually one of the clearest expressions of God's love in the entire Bible. Before sin, before failure, before humanity ever asked for anything, God was already loving. Genesis does not begin with rules or punishment. It begins with generosity. Before human beings existed, God prepared everything they would ever need: light to see, air to breathe, water to drink, land to live on, food to sustain life. This tells us something powerful. God's love does not react. God's love initiates. He loved first. Again and again, the Bible says, "And God said." God speaks light into darkness. He speaks order into chaos. He speaks life into emptiness. God does not argue with darkness. He introduces light. This is how love works. Love speaks life where confusion exists. Every word God speaks in Genesis 1 brings clarity, beauty, and purpose. Then God creates systems: plants that produce seed, trees that bear fruit, day and night, seasons and rhythms. This is not careless creation. This is thoughtful love. God designed a world that could sustain life. Love is not only emotional, love is responsible. God's love provided not just for one moment, but for generations to come. Genesis chapter 1 also reminds us that every creature matters: the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, the animals of the land. After creating them, God looks at his work and says, "It is good." God delights in life, in diversity, in beauty. His love is wide and generous. Then comes the most intimate moment of all. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Human beings were not created as an afterthought. They were created with intention. Being made in God's image means you carry value. You carry dignity. You carry purpose. God did not create humanity to be slaves. He created them to be stewards. Love trusts. God trusted humanity with his creation. And before God gave instructions, the Bible says something very important. God blessed them. Blessing came before responsibility. Grace came before assignment. God did not say, "Work first, then I will bless you." He blessed first. That is love. And then God rested, not because he was tired, but to show a rhythm of peace and balance. Love does not exhaust. Love does not enslave. Love creates space for rest. From the very beginning, God showed us that we are not machines. We are not defined only by productivity. We were created to live in relationship, peace, and purpose. Genesis chapter 1 is not just the story of creation. It is the foundation of the gospel. It reveals a God who gives before asking, a God who speaks life, a God who provides, a God who blesses first. Before the cross, before redemption, before salvation, there was love. And if God loved us before we existed, how much more does he love us now? Genesis chapter 1 is God's first love letter to humanity, and it is still speaking today.